Well, hello. This is Jeff and Danielle with Final Boss Writing.
Did you change it?
No.
Oh.
No, but I'm actually doing writing tonight. Doing the Christmas challenge, which I am notoriously late for, and I still may not even be able to give it a full 2 hours. It's because I have to go to work tomorrow, and it's been such a crazy week with all the holidays and stuff. But
my brother got married.
Yeah, my brother did get married
in Michigan,
which was very far away and very
in the
cold.
Snow on New Year's Eve.
Yeah, so a little bit tricky for getting Twitch streams done, but we are gonna do a quick writing prompt tonight, or I am. She's gonna do her work.
Better get working.
So I'm gonna do a quick writing stream tonight with the Christmas challenge that we gave to a few people. So, gosh, I look so weird without a beard. I'm not used to it. But yeah, the same Christmas challenge we gave some people. I'm going to be taking one on, so I'm probably going to start with a really quick, brief outline, and then just write it very fast. So I have about an hour and a half starting now, and I'm going to hopefully try to finish by 11:30 or midnight my time. Okay. So kind of what I was thinking was, okay, we'll do outline, stuck at store, kind rude lady, turns out to be lonely, and cynical, that's kind of a good Christmas spirit outline, right? Then we'll just do like a scene 1, which is rude lady, line, and then this 2, moment, and let's just brainstorm what? This 3 is wrote. Hey, Moocher, what's going on, bud?
Hey, Mooch.
So we're doing our Christmas challenge right now. So she's working on some school stuff, but I'm trying to do the Christmas challenge in an hour and a half, and then we are going to edit. So thank you for submitting yours, by the way, and we're going to edit it probably later this week or next week sometime. Or next weekend.
Cool. Yeah.
Yeah, whenever you're free. I mean, if you want to read them, you can. But then we'll do an edit.
Anything but Sunday.
Anything but Sunday?
Mm-hmm. To do the bridesmaid thing.
Ah, that's right. Okay. Well, yes. So we're working on mine right now. Yeah, he says, "Hey, Foxy." Good to see you, buddy. Thanks for stopping by. And yeah, we're just cranking on the Christmas challenge. I got about an hour and a half here. So I gotta get cranking. Then I'm gonna save this. Yeah, Windows wants me to save. What
this comment.
Click on the side here. Oh, it's right there. Let's see. Sorry, technical issues. Just click on the frame by frame one here.
I'll figure it out. Sorry.
Sorry. Yeah, so much for my timeline. Well, get some rest, Moocher. Thanks for stopping by. We'll probably only go for a little bit. It's getting late for me as well, and I have my first day of work again tomorrow, unfortunately, so I have to get back to real life, which is always lame. Why don't I just chill and go to weddings and Twitch stream all day? What happened to that life? Seems dumb not to just be able to hang out and play games all day. So what is a vulnerable? So, W line. What's like the worst thing that could happen to someone during the holidays? Broke up. Father died.
Son died.
Son died. That would suck.
Yeah.
That's a bit like super
I'm just
heavy.
thinking if it's an older lady, maybe her son's like in the army or something.
Oh yeah, maybe he like sees the. Sort of like the It's a Wonderful Life one. Hey, Bookfish. Hi, I'm actually doing my Christmas challenge right now, and I will be reading yours and Moocher's and editing them very soon, so probably in a week or so. My brother just got married, so I've been kind of off the Twitch stream for a little bit, just cranking. But we'll get on it soon. I will start editing them, but I wanted her to do mine first, or else Happy New Year to you as well. But I was like, well, I gotta, practice what I preach and do a writing challenge. So pretty much the Christmas challenge I'm looking at right now is the why am I late for Christmas dinner? And I'm kind of outlining stuck a store behind the rude lady, but she actually turned out to be lonely and the cynical person. Well, I'm glad you guys enjoyed it. It was a lot of fun just seeing you guys' responses, and I was really excited that so many people got pumped on it and filled it out. And we'll have a pretty full. We have like 4 or 5.
That's really fun.
So that'll be exciting. So I'll be. We'll have a longer editing session on those, I'm sure. So it'll be a blast. I was just stoked to see all the creative people just doing awesome things. So, so then if I'm going to do this, so like we'll say the lady's son died, maybe we'll make it super.
I get really sad.
10 years ago. Maybe like last Christmas. That's really sad, I don't know.
Too sad.
Your son moved away.
Yeah, that's too bad. First Christmas breakfast song.
Yeah, I'm excited. Fox is pumped on that too.
By the way, Moocher, we loved your picture.
Yeah, the picture was awesome.
It was so cool.
It's at my apartment, so not in Fox's place, but I was gonna show it on the stream next time.
It was really good.
Yeah, it was really good. I was very impressed. I was my artistic ability is not nearly. I don't think I could do something like that even if I wanted to. But it was a beautiful picture, and thank you so much for thinking of us. That was like really heartfelt. And I wore the hat. I was gonna wear the hat too.
Oh, you
next time we streamed because it was a Christmas challenge, right?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, that's right.
So I was gonna put the hats on and do that, but
Next time. We'll do like a
well once we get all
January Santa.
Yeah, we'll do like a mid-January little editing stream, which should be fun. And I'm still so not used to having the beard. Yeah, I was like the picture. I look like a little baby without my beard.
Baby face Jeffrey.
Little baby Jeffrey. Rude lady in line. Okay, dinner to meet Matthew. Okay, vulnerable moment with the lady. Okay. Okay. So that'll be the structure probably, and we'll keep it to really short fiction and maybe one scene here, and that'll kind of be one or two scenes. So I'll go ahead and get started. I don't have much time, so I got to get going here. Okay. Aw. Thanks, bud.
Aww.
Oh,
Aww.
what a sweetheart. Well, we appreciate it, Moocher. It was really thoughtful. We both were very choked up.
Yeah.
Okay. Relating line. Okay. Two coupons for the turkey and one. Two coupons for the turkey, one for the sweet potatoes. Indubitably. Those troublesome cashiers. Maybe there's like a cashier. Maybe it'd be rubbed. Maybe like a pimple. Like I would try to want to look for something that tells me that he's teenage. Like he has pimples or he has like glasses.
Like a nose ring or
Nose ring.
nose ring and like dyed hair. That's always a good.
That's true.
Good tell.
You my nose ring and dyed hair.
Maybe like
Yeah, I think that's part of the teenage
greasy
years.
face, greasy skin.
Yeah. Oh, maybe it's like his like wispy beard. Can't let me reach in part of your soul dies. What?
1 coupon.
On coupon.
Use on coupon.
You can only use on coupon, bro.
Not off.
It's a special kind of
Can't use
coupon,
off
babe.
Coupon?
It's a special kind of coupon. You just don't get it. You don't get my literary, girl. Amateurs. Just kidding. A lady's hand punched a few inches into her thick waist. Hey, what up, Casey? Appreciate it. This is I don't know if you've been on the stream when she's joined me. This is Fiasco Fox?
No, Foxy Lady.
Foxy Lady, the
gamer name.
one of the she also streams on Final Boss Editing, and she's a great editor herself. And she's come and hung out many a time. But yeah, she's a sweetheart. She's a very pro editor. But today she's working on school stuff. She's also becoming a pharmacist. So that unfortunately is this weird thing that takes some time. I thought they'd just let people just stroll in and start dishing out prescriptions for Vicodin, but turns out my
Only
expectations. Yeah. I was like, come on, that is all the support I gave you to do pharmacy school, and what the heck? I don't have my lifetime supply yet. It's a bit disappointing, but
I expect one just for getting through pharmacy school.
Yeah.
I think they should give all pharmacy students just a prescription for Xanax. Take the edge off.
Just to mellow out a little bit.
Yeah.
I'm sure they should give some startup people that too. That probably couldn't hurt. I smiled and replied with the Google trial. I quickly returned my watch. My brother and his wife lived. Is it a conflict to say lived in Michigan now? I don't know, that seems right. Right, babe?
Mm-hmm.
My brother and his wife lived in Michigan now, their flight back departed in 2 hours, and Christmas dinner was my only shot at seeing their new baby.
That doesn't work in there.
What?
That just seems like a run-on sentence.
Yeah, I guess
Brother
you
and
can't
his wife
separate
live in
it.
Michigan now. That would look better.
The flight departed in 2 hours, and Christmas dinner was let's do life normally lived in Michigan. Oh, let's do Lisbon.
Yeah.
Good spot, Bookfish. I have not read it yet. I've read other books by people who have been influenced by Zippy. I'm actually reading Save the Cat right now. Yep. I'm actually rereading it right now. Another really good book, H1 or H16B22. Where do I know that from? Oh well. Another really good book that I love as far as writing books is The Writer's Journey by Chris Vogler. And then there was another really good one that I liked. John Truby's Anatomy of Story is phenomenal. So, yeah, fun stuff. Those are great, great things for story structure. What I'm doing right now, and I can give you guys some context if you're new, is we did a 2-hour kind of short fiction writing challenge with the prompt, "Why am I late for Christmas dinner?" I can probably highlight that and make it a little bit easier to see. So pretty much what we're doing today is kind of trying to crank through this in an hour and a half or 2 hours as quickly as possible. It may be longer than I expected, but I'm going to try to go fast and see if we can get a little. So the basic story structure is guy stuck at the store beside a rude lady. The rude lady turns out to be, some sort of, lonely, cynical, and the cynical person who is whining about being behind this lady ends up inviting that person to their Christmas dinner. So that's a really very compressed, it's Christmas. You got to have the heartwarming stuff. So it's very compressed. So we'll see if I can pull that off. Yeah, and then the moving away would be good, because if my brother moved away, then her son moved away, and that'll be good. So I kind of like having the problems of the characters be the same. He glared at the whale in front of me. She inhaled deeper.
The whale, wow. Harsh.
Oh, thanks for the follow, H16.
Nice.
Much appreciated. Very nice of you. Oh, well, I'm glad. It's a lot of, I'm glad I could help. It's always a lot of fun. I like short stories. Novels are fun, but short stories kind of help me at least be a little bit more compressed. I'm already talking about a book about comic book function and showed the picture of a guy with an axe and a girl. The next girl is a distant view outside. You, the reader, just killed the girl.
That's very true.
On the radio, they're talking. Next girl is a distant view.
It's true. By reading it, you make it happen.
Is that true? I guess so. Or maybe by writing it, you make it happen.
But if nobody ever reads it,
did it ever actually happen?
Well, that's why, like,
tree
Stephen
falls
King
in
at
the
the end of The
forest.
Dark Tower says to stop reading before the end. He says you can just stop reading now and it'll be like a nice ending.
Yeah, but no one wouldn't do that. He
Yeah.
knows. He knows what he was
Gave
doing.
Gave them the option.
Stephen King knew what he was doing.
So. That's what
What's
they
your
get.
desire in writing for video games? A few of my buddies have done video game stuff, so I've usually helped them either write or edit. Um, it's usually they usually done really small mobile games, so I've helped a few of my buddies, just kind of putting a little story around it. But yeah, video game writing is a lot of fun, so I'm never I never turn down work in that regard. That's always a blast. I get the sense that video games are the next great story form. So I'm excited to see how that evolves. Stuff like Double Fine was really cool and stuff like that. The Cashier's Eyes, but some people have also submitted their writing that they've used in their video games for editing, because like that's my primary. That's what I normally do on this stream when I'm not kind of doing fun stuff like this. So I'll help edit people's stuff. Cashier's Eyes lost focus. To the rising, she continues shining. Have Twitter. I don't think I have a Twitter for Final Boss editing.
Mm-mm.
Should I set one up? I probably should.
You could tell people when you're going to post.
Oh, that's a good idea. It's a niche that will explode. It is very true. It is very true.
Hasn't it been around for like 5 years?
Oh no, I think he's talking about video game writing. Video game writing, because they're on a little bit of a lag.
I see.
Oh, that's right, Moocher. Good call. But yeah, they're on a little bit of lag. But yeah, video game is definitely gonna become a big storytelling form, and I need to start using Twitter for sure. Yeah, I got to. All right, we'll make a Twitter after this, or a Facebook. I bought the Final Boss editing domain, but I haven't put together I was gonna just like forward a WordPress or something towards the domain and host like a few of our videos and
Yeah,
do
or
fun
on
stuff.
YouTube, right?
Yeah, I have them all on YouTube,
Yeah.
but I was gonna just like do a domain, put a little bit more like content, and if people want to submit, it's true. Represent, absolutely. Georgia, sweet Georgia. Oops. Thanks, man. Much appreciated. It's been a lot of fun. I normally will do editing. So if you ever want or have something that you've written that you want us to edit, I will. Oops, if I can actually spell today. Feel free to send me any of your work, and my next one, a bunch of people actually did an awesome, Moocher and Bookfish I've actually kind of sneak peeked a few of them, and they've done some awesome Christmas short stories based on a prompt that we put out. So I'm going to read those, go through the edit. This cat, I'm right on board. This cashier's losing. Yeah, that lady's kind of a breeze, but you gotta have the person. Well, it's not my policy to.
Rage.
Yeah. Yeah. The evil lady at the supermarket. I don't know why. That just is such a funny. Probably should give a little bit more scene, huh?
Mm-hmm. Excuse me.
Melting instantly with his rage. Joseph Campbell's, ooh yeah, Hero with 1,000 Faces is very good. That's we can thank Campbell for Star Wars. Very true, very true. Lucas was a big fan of Campbell's work, and and Carl Jung is also kind of like the archetype. He kind of expanded on Jung's thoughts on archetypes. The one thing I do like about The Writer's Journey by Vogel is I've at least found, for maybe my poor brain, Campbell's a little bit inaccessible, and sometimes it's hard to take his ideas and make them something practical for your writing. So that's one of the things I like about what Vogler's work does. And I can find you guys a link. Hold this. Yeah, there it is. Because he takes Campbell's work and kind of makes it, or like clarifies, hey, look, this is what it means for story structure. Yeah, it's good. Then if you guys really like Mythic Journey, Hero's Journey, you probably would like this Vogler book a lot. Yeah, it's really good. The thing that I do kind of, the one thing that's interesting is a hero's journey is a very specific type of story. It's not like, I think one of the things I've read is there are some other story types, but like the mythic, I would still encourage reading outside of like hero's journey, because there are some other like story forms. My cats. There are some other story forms that are really interesting, like traveling angel stories, like stuff like what's that? What's the movie Ron? Like Macbeth, like kind of Heart of Darkness type stories. That's like those are very based off Hero's Journey. I don't know where I was going with that. I kind of trailed off a little bit. Oh well. Anyways, my time is ticking down. I have 1 hour left in my Christmas challenge. I better get this mean lady to change her heart. The woman replied, her voice changing pretty self. No, this. Yeah, you. Why are you always yelling at the cashiers,
too late
babe?
for my heart.
Don't funk with my heart.
My cat? Whose cat? Sorry, continue.
What?
Somebody said my cat.
I think that's probably like that's probably spam.
Oh, yeah, that's weird.
I ain't clicking on that. Though I am kind of curious to see if they're adorable cats.
Yeah.
Well, it's not my policy to let people have their managers bail them out. Though in a voice threatening put yourself on this range you mean a hearing.
Oops.
Okay, just making sure. It's not spam. Alright. Aww. That's actually really cute.
It's very cute.
That's probably the cat thing. I don't know. You forgot to say what he's coming back from the store with. Oh, thank you. Good call. I got sidetracked. There we go. Good call, Moocher. And you should have Moocher Boss editing. He's picking up my slack, my dead weight around here. Jeez. Moocher Boss editing. Do you ever read all of film's screenplay? I do. When I did screenwriting, I would read. Oh, are you talking about for the stream? So like, I used to read tons of screenplays when I was doing screenwriting back in the day, more professionally, because it's the best way to learn is to read a ton of screenplays and analyze them and see what it's like. And we were actually talking about just doing like an analysis or an edit of like a professional screenplay, like a produced one, a while. But yeah, if people want, like, I mean, usually,
Star Wars.
yeah, we could do Star Wars. We could break down A New Hope. That'd be fun.
No, the most recent one.
I don't know if it's screenplays in the public domain.
Okay.
That's probably on lockdown. Disney will. They have their very expensive paws into that. Yeah. Star Wars would be fun. New Hope's out in the public. Yeah, I don't think anybody will get on us if we edit New Hope. All the choice of slug lines. Slug lines are so much fun. They are.
You're a slug line.
I'm a slug. Yeah, I'm a slug.
Yes.
Line. Yeah, that's always a lot of fun. We should do like Shawshank Redemption or something. That's an amazing screenplay. I don't know if you've ever read that. A lot different. Same with Truman Show. That's a completely different screenplay than the movie.
What?
Yeah, the screenplay is totally different, and it actually makes some better decisions and some worse decisions, and that's like what's really intriguing. Is yeah, I will do that. I think that's for sure on our list. I probably my next stream will be editing all these Christmas stories that people put on, and then probably after that, either doing some edits of like the script shadow ones or these. If you're teaching, it's fair use. Oh, nice. Well, then if that's the case, that works for me. I'm still learning about all the copy. We could do classic remakes like what Pride and Prejudice and Zombies did. It's very true. But yeah, he was saying that we won't get in trouble if we use it for instruction.
Oh, cool.
Yeah?
Sweet.
Then we'll do it.
Cool.
It'll be fun. Ooh, The Raven's a good one. That's, yeah, poetry, I have not done as much learning on poetry. I love good poetry, like Yeats is amazing, and I mostly study it in order to inform my fiction and to say, oh hey, if I, how are they developing images? Because poetry is a very image-based fiction form, so it's like, okay, like what kind of tools are they using? How are they communicating these abstract concepts using concrete things? Because that's really a huge principle in storytelling, is like how do you take something as specific as, a lady yelling at somebody in line, and this is obviously a bad example because this is, just off the fly, but how do you take that and make it abstract and draw those lines? It's one of the reasons I don't do poetry, because it's something I struggle with a lot as a writer. But that's one of the reasons I read poetry, because seeing how they do that, the devices they use is very informative, I think. Oh, you're just saying while we edit it. Force Awakens is online.
Yeah, there you
Yeah. You're just saying while you're doing it, continue to emphasize for instructional and covered by fair use. Yeah.
Plus, I mean, who's gonna notice?
Yeah,
A
yeah.
little tiny Twitch page.
On my feeds page.
Yeah. Hey, Sour Haggis.
Hello.
We were just talking about doing an analysis of Force Awakens. Well, for the record, my opinions on the movie are mixed. I think they did some really good things, and then I think they made some other different choices on how they should have played with the tropes. So, because I think the way you think about franchises as a film industry, and this was like interesting working in film more when I was in that industry more heavily, was when something's established already. We'll rat you out in a second, Jeff. No. But you know, when you're already working with an established property like Star Wars, like I think one of the things Abrams and them should have really considered was how to change and adapt the tropes they were working with already and the existing themes of the genre. So I thought they didn't do a great job there, but I still loved it. But I think it's, you'll probably hear me give a mixed review on that one when it comes. So if I can find the screenplay, I'll edit it for sure. Yeah, if any of y'all have the link or a PDF of it, feel free to send it over, and I will definitely edit it. Also, Shawshank Redemption. Oh, what an amazingly done screenplay. Frank Darnabout is this amazing screenwriter. He did he did the new Indiana Jones, but it wasn't that great. But like he's done Shawshank, he's done, I think it was Green Mile. Frank Darnabout too, but just an amazing screenwriter. You mentioned in which is better of the two. Oh yeah. I would definitely recommend reading the Truby one. It's The Anatomy of Story, John Truby. This one is phenomenal. It's because he does touch on the hero's journey, but it's a little bit less academic than Vogler and much more practical. So that's the first one I posted earlier was Chris Vogler. Yeah, I wasn't a big new Star Wars fan. I think it was interesting. Like I think they did some things well. Like I thought their new characters were really good, but I think they mismanaged a few things. Like one was how they handled. Because they had to draw on the old season, but I don't know if they did it well. Because they drew 1-to-1. Like they said, okay, big planet destroying thing, big planet destroying thing. They probably should have considered turning that on its head, for example, and saying, hey, maybe the thing that destroys the planet is something small, or like something that's like this little, like, this guy is walking around with a backpack full of these like little bombs that just like blow up planets, and he goes from planet to planet dropping them off. Like going from the big to small, because the existing franchises already hits those themes like destruction, whatever, in like a big context, and they went from like big to bigger, which wasn't the best choice. And then also the older characters, the way they handled some of those scenes was a little bit inefficient, and they also just needed to edit their dialogue because their dialogue was poor. But
he also did not like the Rathtar scene.
No, I did not like the part where Han Solo was fighting some random thing that had nothing to do with the plot. I was like, why are we fighting some random monster in his ship? That makes no, like, and then it never came in again. Like that, like having a scene, like if you look at The New Hope, along with the hero's journey, it's also very efficient storytelling, right? Because every scene plays in later and later and more. Like, so, it's turning those ands into therefores. Yeah. Yeah, that was a bit annoying. The holographic puzzle piece. Yeah, I mean, so those are the types of things, but but it's like they were still using the holograms. Like it was still like everything was like such a mirror. Like it was an R2 droid with a hologram. Like that was like the big thing, and it was like okay, like that works. But I think how they handled, because I think J.J. Abrams is a phenomenal storyteller, and all the new stuff they brought in, I think, was pretty well developed. Like, some people have beef with Finn, that's fine. But, you know, like, Ren was a very strong character. They did some really good stuff. But I think the challenge was, you know, when they brought that stuff from the old franchise over, I don't know if they were prepared or did enough editing and just, like, how do we make this new? Yeah, sorry, you're absolutely right. I got sidetracked, but I'm kind of a Star Wars nerd. Okay, got the book. Okay, hard to think back in the original trilogy. Need to be less emo, much more competent. That's true. Why do some people like editing more? The director of that scenario movies loves editing more than directing. I don't know. Dennis Villeneuve. Well, some directors, I mean, a lot of the film comes through on the edits. So one of my friends was editing a documentary back in the day, and like that's, especially in documentary film, like that's where the rubber hits the road. It's like, you know, if you were going to make this thing have a story arc, if you're going to have characters you care about, if you're filming a documentary, you better get the best freaking editor in the business, because those are very, like, a documentary, for example, which is same with features, lives and dies on the editing. Women Histon. Look at me, I'm going to run behind on my Christmas challenge.
Jeez, yeah.
Oh, come on, let's go. Around cheeks twisted. I'll give you bonus time. It's all good. It's all good. It's I love the I love the conversation. I like the potential of the character, but their arcs felt flat. Yeah. I'll give you bonus time. Cedric, as soon as you have one screenwriter and a different editor. Well, the editor is actually usually, and maybe I'm mishearing it, but the editor is usually once all the film is like, once you have like the raw footage, that's where usually the directors get their hands in on the editing. And that's very, very important, and it's just as important as editing the screenplay, right? It's just, you know, the more you can cut, the more efficient your storytelling is, the better. The cashier. Hey, well, thanks for the follow. I just got the, thanks, Ojin. I don't know if I can pronounce that, but I will try. Ojin Sada. But yeah, it also depends. Like, the directors are interesting though, H16, like, because you'll see some that are very involved with the writing process, and this is actually really interesting. Next time you go to a movie and you look at the credits, look where the yeah, actually, sorry, I forgot to mention, Casey Magnus is a Twitch writer that's really good. Judy Dawn is a Twitch writer that's really good. Sarah Haggis is also a Twitch writer. So there are a lot of Twitch writers. Ojin Sada. So yeah, give them a follow. Bookfish also does some games and writing on Twitch as well. So yeah, they also are all amazing writers, and they will give you good tips. So yeah, it's a lot of fun. But give Casey a follow for sure, because he's a solid one. He's much more regular than myself. I am unfortunately not as consistent on Twitch writing as I need to.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Australian Times. Australian times are tough.
Oh, Marianne. Don't do it.
Yeah, and the director does have a lot of influence. And the thing is like you'll see where like so the director will sometimes get credited as producer. Night, Moocher, have a good one.
Hi, Moocher. Good.
But the director will sometimes, want to get writing credit or production credit. So whenever you see it, like the same director get it credited for different things, they've had their hands pretty deep into that bit. And yeah, it's always interesting to see who there's always like a joke in screenwriting that the more screenwriters that a movie gets credited for, like the worse it's going to be because there's too many cooks in the kitchen. It's like usually if you see more than 3 screenwriters credited for a movie, it's going to be atrocious. Like almost always. Now, I'm not a tall person, but I stood over her by a good foot. I straightened my back and said, yeah, just a little. I was like, your plane ticket fun.
You write your dinner.
Oh, I did. I finished
You finished it?
At least I know I was gonna eat.
I realized I was still hungry.
And all my pot stickers.
Finished my essay.
Nice. Well done. Well, you can help me with this. You can give me some ideas, or you can just read too if you're bored.
I'm gonna sleep.
You can sleep.
Oh.
Message incoming. Alright. Yeah, that happens a lot. I'm a tall person, I still run. And said, yeah, just a little sand thrown into your plane ticket from the cashier. Finished. Register. Yeah, I think you're right. It usually is the director that handles the final say. Depending on who it is, it'll be more or less collaborative. So some directors are usually pretty like, this is the way it is, but this is my favorite giggle writer. I write giggles. Giggle writers. The giggliest of writers. You looking for your... Yeah, her poor cat. My co-editor is her cat is on the fritz, so she's getting cat repairs right now, with lots of I write giggling apparently.
Just cut it in a bunch.
I have not. Mishima. I used to actually study a lot of Japanese cinema because I thought one of the best. If you ever watch this movie, Sonatine, it's by the director Takeshi Kitano, or Beat Takeshi. That's an amazing movie. Also, Zatoichi by him is amazing. Oops. Great. Like some of the Japanese film that's been coming out recently is absolutely. But yeah, I've heard of Mishima. He's supposed to be really phenomenal. Yukio Mishima, I think, is the guy. Also, if you like more traditional film, Yojiro Ozu is another amazing Japanese filmmaker who did Early Summer, I think, and Tokyo Story. Tokyo Story is probably one of my favorite films of all time. Yeah. Yeah, they're live action. They're really good. Life in 4 chapters. Okay. I'll check it out. I'm down. I studied fiction in college, but then after college, I went and kind of pursued screenwriting, and then worked as a reader, and then did kind of more. There's actually a really good screenwriting program called Act One in LA that I studied more screenwriting in, and they were really good as well. So I did that, and then worked as a reader for quite some time. Oops. Yeah, yeah. Sometimes it gets a little bit funky in different film, but I think that guy did I think he did Tampopo the noodle place, like the noodle movie, right? About food, if I'm thinking right. I may be wrong though. There's one very famous Japanese film about like this Tampopo noodles. Because it's like they kind of make fun of the food obsession that kind of has gone around a little bit. It's kind of a satire. I am in Cali now. I actually used to live in Malibu. I used to be at Pepperdine. It was actually where I went to school. So I went to school down in Pepperdine, and then from there I was in LA and did Act One and was a reader for a little bit. But now I'm working at a startup over in San Francisco. So a little bit further north, but this is for family. It's my brother's startup, so I put the screenwriting down for a little bit. Take care. R100, huh? Good luck, Bookfish. The cashier brand was back against the register's rear wall. I'm taking out that seamed too because that always weakens your prose whenever you see seamed. Between.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, it's a nice campus. I definitely loved Pepperdine. So,
Despair, which makes successful revolutions. I like that.
that's kind of intense though.
Wow.
Fight the power.
Yeah, seriously.
Yeah. My keys. I used to have an external mic, or I do have one at my house, but since I'm visiting the fox in her fox den, I'm using my internal mic. So yeah, sorry. I'll try to type lighter. I'm a very aggressive typer. Oh, the fortune cookie? Oh, really?
Yeah.
I don't know if it's that or my darn
maybe,
keyboard. Well, if you listen to it on the recordings, you hear like. going to take out the ands and just go with periods. Yeah, I know. I was like, that doesn't sound right. Yeah. I worked with
The Eaton. Yep.
oh yeah, it's not the typing, it's the eating.
No more food after that.
I studied at Act One with the awesome crew there, and that's when I studied screenwriting really, really heavily, and then went in and was initially doing a lot of work in screenwriting, which was a lot of fun. But then my brother started a company, and up to San Francisco I went. And, that's my life story. and that's pretty much it.
Here you are.
And then drug abuse. I'm just kidding. No. But then Twitch has been a fun way to kind of get back in touch with my screenwriting roots. And my brother and his son are in town for only about an hour, and I'm going to miss it. About to miss it because of you. It's going to come off corny. It's the problem with doing big character changes in small scenes.
React before saying that, like show like a
Oh, like
reaction.
oh.
Or just being like taken aback or something weird.
So you miss Cali. I do miss SoCal. I liked SoCal a lot.
Yeah.
It was fun. I actually had to go back. I went back down there for some time for my brother's company, which was a lot of fun going and seeing everybody. But the one bummer is a lot of my buddies, especially my buddies who used to work in film, are like have all moved out and they're kind of doing other stuff now. So it's not like even when I go back and visit, I'm like, oh well, it's like not as much stuff to do just because everyone's back like doing different stuff. Like one of my buddies is a few of them are like still sticking with it and doing pretty well, but some of the others have had to get real jobs. Go.
No, anything but that.
Anything but that. It's the worst. To wake up at 9.
I know, she's such a derp. I'm like afraid she's gonna fall off.
Well, she'll do it once and she'll figure it out. Her cat has a cone of shame right now and it's like freaking out.
She's
pretty
not
hilarious.
Built for it.
She's not built for it.
She can hardly get around.
It's pretty funny though. That's the best way to learn is take the cone of shame as punishment.
She's learning a little bit.
It feels bad. It's true. Let's see what our homies are. Oh, it was a nice little crew tonight. One pump finger pressed against $15 and pressed against the money. And what I mean pushed the money back toward me. hate that phrase, real job. Isn't it what you see is real? No, I completely agree. I'm just being facetious. I think film is definitely a real job. And I think one of the reasons people struggle with film and getting a film career is because they don't treat it like a real job. They treat it like a fun job or a project. I think one thing I've learned in startups, people would say doing a tech startup is not a real job. But I think the thing that I've seen make startups successful, same with people who have done film successfully, is they treat it like a job. They learn how to do it. It's like email marketing. If I'm going to learn how to do email marketing, I research it, I study it, I outline, I plot, I talk to professionals. One of the things that I've seen my friends that have failed, not failed, but have dropped screenwriting or gave up on it a little bit, and some of them stuck with it, which is beautiful. But the people who stick with it and make money doing it and have a career are the people that go out and they treat it like it's work, like it's going to be hard, like they're not going to get it perfect the first time. Like a real job, you have to spend 10 years working your way to senior. I think that's what killed, not only it killed, but that's what sometimes doesn't always contribute to all that. That heart up there on the top part of my screen looks interesting. I'm going to click it. Aw. Thanks, Kimberly Perry. Much appreciated. But yeah, it's tricky though. Yeah, the film's just tough, man. Because it's hard to It's hard to. Thanks for the follow, Kimberly. Yeah. But it's really hard to master an art. It's freaking hard, and it's take work and hours and sweat and blood, and it's not always gonna be fun. It's gonna make you feel crappy, just like real jobs. But, at the end of the day, it's hey, what product do you want to build? I want to build storytelling. I want to build a story as a product. Okay, I'm going to go do that. Mm-hmm. And it's going to have bugs just like a software product. And it's sometimes not going to work. But yeah, it's been a fun ride.
Mm-hmm. Sorry, I'm distracted by my cat.
Yeah, your poor cat. I should give you guys a picture of this poor little thing. There she is.
She's just derping.
She does
not know what she's doing.
She's very
this
confused.
Is 100% entertainment.
By this helmet of shame. The cone of shame has not been an easy road for Namiri the cat.
No.
When it comes to business, people lose interest. Yeah, I was always job hunting, yeah. Yeah, people stop doing it once it's not fun. That's right, it was interesting. They say being fun. When it comes to business, why do people lose interest? I did it on the East Coast for a couple of years. Hated always looking for the next job. Yeah, you're right. It's very, very... It's a challenging business, I think, for sure. Going to shame, poor kitty. Yeah. Very true. I think, the film industry is a very tough industry to be in. It has it's a very boom and bust industry, right? It's sort of like video games, and you'll see a lot of creative industries have those challenges because it's very much. Dude, what's crazy is if you look at startups, and because I worked for one, right, and you look at what happens to those types of industries, it's always who's got the big idea, or it's kind of you see 10 startups in one space and 9 of them fail. And even in our space, and we do loyalty cards. And that was really uncanny for me when I thought about screenwriting, because it really is the people who've made it and the people who haven't have some of the same qualities. In the startup world as in writing. And a lot of it is just you just can never, ever, ever give up. You'll notice I'm not a fan of pie. That was so 2015, and we kicked that to the curb. Yeah, that cone was so 2015.
I know.
But yeah, it's Yeah, some of it's random. Some of it is like honestly like it's sort of the same thing. Like one of the reasons one of our competitors failed was because they never changed their product when they needed to. And that's the same thing with writing. A story is a product. You were trying to sell this thing. And at some point, like stories that I've written, I've had to scrap them because that product is not viable or it's not a bright market fit. Um, and the thing that has made a few people hit, have trouble with some of their stories, and it's like the same thing as like exactly what Casey was saying, right? Where he's like, yeah, it's so boom and bust because like you put so much into one project and it either is going to go in or it's not. And sometimes, the more research you can do before, you're only just making a safer bet. Like if I'm like, okay, well, I had 5 beta readers read this, they all liked it, or they didn't like this part, I got to fix that. It still is just all betting in prospective industries, but those are kind of the fun industries. But yeah, it still takes a lot of learning. Love spending money. Me too.
I'm very good at it.
Sometimes I'll open up my phone on Amazon and it's just game over.
Yeah.
And I'm like, whoa, I spent $30? What happened? I blacked out.
We're going to the vet for a cat eye infection and $130 later.
Yeah, a poor kitty cat.
A cone and some ointment, and that's about it.
She has a very expensive cone. Just take it out.
She'll be fine. Minutes, bucko.
I know. I have only 15 minutes left to finish this story, so I better get cracking. Like a credit card ninja. It was amazing. Another job coming work 20 hours in one day and maintain a smile on my face. That's true. It's tough though. Hustling for jobs is challenging. I feel you, Casey, on that one. It's not an easy industry. She's telling them still.
Oh, I'm gonna go pajamas.
Huh?
I'm gonna put pajamas on.
Okay. Sorry, I probably gotta get.
Good.
So when I'm spending. Yeah, East Coast is interesting. East Coast is developing some, they have a lot, I mean, it's, a lot of those finance guys are pivoting to tech from what I've heard recently, just because it's much more popular. No. Textiles and then production, we're getting credits, all the productions are to Canada. Yeah. East Coast is beautiful, though. I do love it. I tried to yank my hand back, but it's beautiful, beautiful cities, though. Oh, I could live in Boston. I loved Boston. I was up there for a number of months, and it was just a great place. I tried to yank my hand back, but she held tight. My fingers dug into the carton. Ooh, I've never played The Long Dark. I gotta try that out. That sounds awesome. I gotta get my Canadian video games up to speed.
do.
Hey, cutie, I like
Hi.
your glasses.
Thanks.
That was a fast.
I
That
know.
was a fast transition.
Fox is ready for bed. Doesn't take much.
All right, well, I'm almost done. I'm coming to the climax of the story here.
I don't want to go
I don't know
to
if
school.
I know, me neither. I gotta drive home too.
I know.
I had chicken ears. Tighten the rest. Rest.
Yourself? Birth control glasses. I look good in these.
The birth control glasses.
I look good in these. I look good in these. It tells me to wear them more. Is it just to keep dudes away?
Yeah, it's to keep dudes away. No, I actually like glasses. I'm a glasses guy though, which is ironic because my dad's an eye doctor. So I guess some sort of
Look for the weaklings.
yeah. Look for the weak. Yeah, it's how I find the weak people in the herd. Is I look for girls with glasses.
Maria would be wearing glasses.
Honestly, how big is that? Yeah, as soon as the times I was saying network. Yeah, it's true. Nah, both are important, I think. Ooh, Maria, what you up to, you little crazy cat? She's just going bananas. Yeah, aren't you?
My eye looks a little better. I opened it all the way. Fix it. creme or cream?
I mean, it should be cream. Oh, shoot. I didn't realize I was doing that.
Oh.
That's what I meant. I think there's another creme somewhere.
Yeah, somewhere.
Yeah. That's very true. That's very true. Kita independent. Birth control classes. Oh, that was pretty funny. Let's see. Piss off the wrong person, never work again. Yeah, it's tough. It's just a very political. I mean, it's like some industries, like, I mean, some startups are like this. It just all depends on the company culture, right? Where it's like some industries are very political oriented, whereas a lot of kissing up involved, and film is sometimes one of them. That's why I kind of like novels and prose now. It's a little bit more. You can still exercise that creative bit, but you have a little bit more flexibility to let your work stand for itself. Half a gallon of ice. She lost her grip on my hand. It took it back. Yeah.
Lift your head up.
I would say H1. The way it works, I think, is actually it's not 50-50, but it's first and second. So it's networking first, and then you have to have talent to back it up. So you network to get your screenplay on the right person's lap, and then you have to hope that it's good. See, it's like this cat. You network to get Namiria with her cone of shame on your lap, but then Namiria has to back it up with her talent.
well.
I'm to save money. You can tell I'm tired too. I'm trying to wrap this up fast, so it may be a little bit cliche here, but we'll see what happens. Your boy Chicken said I want to see my son next Christmas. I should put some music on in the background down the road.
Too late now.
What time is it where you are? It's 12:04 a.m. where I am, so I'm just about at the 2-hour mark. So I'm struggling to finish this. Down the road, I'll probably put. I have a few artists gave me permission to use their music on my Twitch stream, so I'm gonna probably play those down the road. But today I'm just in sprint mode for this darn thing, so I need to actually finish this.
Yay.
Yay! Very short and a little bit corny,
Yeah.
but
That's pretty good.
for 2 hours,
Yeah.
or actually an hour and a half,
Yeah.
not too bad. Should I read it aloud? I'll read it aloud all at once. So you wanna do it?
I'll do it.
Or I can do it. Or no, but is that okay if I take a few extra minutes and keep you
Oh
up
yeah,
for a
that's
minute?
fine.
Or unless you want to, but I probably should
I'll do
actually.
the woman's voice.
Oh yeah.
I like to
You love the voices. All right.
Yeah.
Go for it. That's your line, girl.
I know. I have to think of what.
Okay, let's check the comments. Literally, just kidding. Great actor. Yes, it's 3 a.m. here. Oh, geez,
I'm
Zante. East Coaster. Yeah, that's brutal. I was actually just over there a little while ago in Michigan.
It's not really East Coast.
It's not, but it is in that time zone. But yeah, it's real. 3 a.m. Yeah. Yeah, good old Orson. He was. Yeah, Orson had a personality though. He definitely was pretty. Anyways.
Are you blind? I have 2 coupons for the turkey and 1 for the sweet potatoes.
The lady said, her small eyes narrowing to slits. She hefted her large frame a few inches closer to the cashier's face.
It should be $15 off.
The cashier sighed, rubbed his wispy beard, and replied in a monotone that can only be reached when part of your soul dies. Miss, I can call my manager, but the answer is the same. You can only use 1 coupon per purchase. The lady's hands punched a few inches into her thick waist.
Where in the newspaper did it say that?
It doesn't say, it's just our policy, the cashier replied, looking back at me like I'd understand. I smiled and replied with an obligatory eye roll, but my eyes quickly returned to my watch. It was already 2:30. Dinner started 15 minutes ago, and I was about to miss my chance at meeting my new nephew. My brother and his wife lived in Michigan. Their flight back departed in 2 hours, and Christmas dinner was my only shot at seeing their new baby. 3 more people lined up behind me, and the rest of the lines in the market were closed or full. Even the candy on the end caps by the registers had been picked clean during the holiday bloodbath. What had I been thinking coming here on Christmas Day? If I moved now, I'd lose my spot, and my family would lose their mind if I didn't come back with cream and eggs for Mom's pie. I glanced at the whale in front of me as she inhaled deeply, preparing another string of insults for the cashier. The cashier's eyes lost focus and drifted toward the horizon as she continued shouting.
No. If you don't tell me, it doesn't matter. Who cares if it's your policy, if only you know it?
Ma'am, the cashier said, running his skinny hand through his hair, I need to talk to my manager. Can you just give me a moment?
Well, it's not my policy to let people have their managers bail them out.
The woman replied, her voice threatening to pitch itself outside the range of human hearing.
You're denying me my $15. You're robbing me. Why should I help you?
Ma'am, please, it's only $15.
Please, nothing. I can't buy a plane ticket if I let every cashier deny me my rights. So give me my...
Take it, I said, and slapped $15 of my own on the table. The woman hissed, sorry. That's my part. The woman hissed in her breath and rounded on me.
Do I look like a charity case?
Her round eyes twisted, and her cheeks twisted into a scowl, and her lips pressed into a line. Now, I'm not a tall person, but I stood over her by a good foot. I straightened my back and said, yeah, just a little. Let's say I'm donating to your plane ticket fund. The cashier glanced and pressed his back against the register's rear wall. The woman's face shifted between anger and fear. It finally settled on anger. She snapped back at me.
What the hell do you know? My son lives in Florida.
I know I'm late for dinner. I know I'm late for dinner because of you. I know my brother and his son are in town for only another hour, and I'm about to miss it because of you. So take the money and let me see my family. One plump finger pressed against the $15 and pushed it back towards me.
You think you're better because you have a family to go home to?
Just take it, I replied, beginning to turn red. A few other people had left their lines to get a better view of our argument. I should never have said anything. Or at least let me go. I lifted my carton of cream and sugar and handed it over. Of cream. I lifted my carton of cream
So fancy.
and handed it over her head to the terrified cashier. Her hand shot up and grabbed mine. The cream tottered in my hand, and she snarled.
I'm still in line. I'm spending my holiday alone. Why shouldn't you?
I tried to yank my hand back, but she held it tight. My fingers dug into the carton. I dropped my voice lower and said, Listen, lady, my nephew was born a month ago, and today's my only shot at seeing him. If you don't move, I'm making you move. Her head shook with anger. The extra skin under her neck shook as her hand tightened to a vice grip around my wrist. She hissed.
I'm getting my coupons. I'm getting my money. And you get to wait, boy, as long as I feel like making you wait.
The carton shook again, and I tried to tuck my hand free.
I can't see my son. You can't see your nephew.
If I can't see my son, you can't
see your nephew.
With all my strength, I tried to pull my arm free. Why don't you just go... and the cream carton burst. A half-gallon of ice-cold cream doused both of us. She lost her grip on my hand. We jolted back, and our feet lost their grip on the checkered floor. Both of us landed in a puddle of cream. Cream probably shouldn't cut that word. Pasted her hair against her face. A few candy bars had fallen from the display and lay on her lap, and I realized tears were also dripping down her cheek. She was crying. I blushed, and for a moment I was glad my face was covered in milk to hide it. Her voice shook as she said,
I just want to see my son next Christmas. Is it wrong to save a little money?
Is this your first Christmas alone? She nodded. Her breath was coming heavily. Her chest rose and fell, and she made a few weak attempts at standing on the slip floor.
Bob left me last year.
She said.
Took my boy with him. I hate how quiet my house is.
I got to my feet, grabbed her hand, and helped her up. Well, my brother, his wife, my mom, Dad, and their new baby. Well, with my brother, his wife, my mom, Dad, and their new baby, there's a lot of noise at my house. She stared at me, eyes wide. I smiled and said, and I'm sure we can find extra room at the table.
I did not want her at my dinner table.
No, she sounds like kind of a breeze.
Yeah.
But I only had an hour to write it, so whatever. Oh, my goodness.
Sucks. No,
It sucks.
Good.
Oh, well. Every minute in Hollywood is very expensive. 7 p.m. here in Oz.
Whoa,
In the
where's
land
that?
of
Is that
Narnia.
Australia?
In Narnia, sour haggis.
Where
How
is
does it work
that?
in networking, Casey? Is it like sports? I don't know much about sports, but you have to meet as many people in the industry as possible. And make sure you know your dedication. Yeah. Yeah, true. Certain point. Steven Spielberg. Yeah, usually, probably even Spielberg will have an agent. I would think, because they usually handle a lot of like the organization, the legal stuff, stuff like that, and they kind of have your back. Yeah, they do. They'll get lawyers to like help negotiate your contract, stuff like that. Not actually anymore. Like they run. That's a good point. Hey boss, I still have grand work with Spielberg age movie. Yeah. Awesome. Yeah, that's very true. Yeah, look at you guys figuring out the film industry. Well, I cranked out my Christmas story. I love it. You guys are awesome. It's the joy of the film industry is crazy, but it's a lot of fun. But guys, this may be night for me. I know some of you guys are absolute powerhouses and can do the 3 a.m. thing, but I'm a weak old man, and 12:14 is just about my max limit.
Especially going back to work.
Yeah, especially with work in the morning and a 45-minute drive ahead of me. So I'm going to bed. Thank you guys for tuning in and hanging out. As always, it's always just a blast hanging out with all of y'all, and it's awesome to see how many of y'all are excited and interested in film, and it's a fun but challenging industry, and writing, and it's great work. And if you ever have screenplays or anything you want me to edit, if I could actually spell editing at Gmail. Well, thank you guys for tuning in.
Yay.
So feel free to send over your scripts. Even I've done treatments. I've helped outline that stuff before.
When's the stream?
I don't know.
Maybe Friday?
Yeah, maybe Friday if you want to come over on Friday.
Yeah.
Okay, so Friday. Or maybe I may do one sooner if I get lucky. I'm trying to do more writing on the stream because people tend to have a good time and to review Force Awakens. Okay, we can do Force Awakens or the Christmas.
Fun.
We can do the Christmas stuff on Friday, like the other Christmas
Yeah.
ones, or Force Awakens.
Yeah.
Or we can do Friday, Saturday
Yeah.
if we were feeling aggressive.
Yeah.
But yeah, I always have such a blast with you guys, and I will try my best. If you have followed, you can turn the little notifications on and it'll let you know. I'm gonna try to be more consistent about streaming in the future.
Now that the holidays are over.
But now that the holidays are over, that was crazy with work and brother getting married and stuff like that. The Force Awakens. Well, it was still better than the Jar Jar Binks. That was good. So if it comes and goes. But anyways, y'all have a wonderful night. Get some rest as well, and take care.